I've always known we weren't the only ones living in this house. No matter how I tried to ignore it, there was always something that mimicked us. From the moment we moved in, the house didn't feel exactly wrong, just off. When my husband left for work and I was alone, a chill settled in. I'd pause mid-chore, feeling watched. A tingle at the back of my neck. A quiet crawling in my chest. I kept blaming it on the silence, on loneliness. I drowned it out with noise, music, cleaning, podcasts. When my daughter and son were born, the house buzzed with life. Their laughter and chaos kept me grounded. Maybe the strangeness faded, or maybe I just stopped noticing. But lately, it's returned, stronger. It was a quiet afternoon. My baby boy, Luke, sat on his playmat. I went to the kitchen to get him juice, humming softly. That's when I heard it. Clapping, clear, rhythmic, deliberate. I froze. The shock rippled through me so suddenly my hand jerked, spilling juice over the counter. My heart stuttered. That clapping, it was familiar. Not just any sound, it was exactly the pattern my husband always made to make Luke laugh. 5 claps, with the last one louder than the rest. But my husband was at work. He hadn't come home. Panic overtook me. I abandoned the juice and rushed to the living room, hoping, irrationally, that he had returned early without making a sound. But no one was there. Only Luke sat upright on his mat, laughing at nothing, smiling at the empty air in front of him. His tiny hands moved, trying to imitate a clap, but they made no sound. My blood ran cold. He was facing the corner of the room. No toys were there, just an empty wall. That night when my husband came home, I didn't tell him. I didn't want to disturb him, or maybe I didn't want to hear how irrational it sounded spoken out loud. But things got worse. I would see shadows flicker in my peripheral vision. Sometimes a tall shape stood in the hallway, vanishing the moment I turned, but only when I was alone. When the house was full, it behaved. I began to question myself. Exhaustion? Postpartum stress? Was I unraveling in silence? Then came the weekend. That Saturday morning, everything changed. It began innocently. My daughter, just 5 years old, came to me with a furrowed brow and a soft complaint. She said Daddy had taken her chocolate. Daddy took chocolate, she said. Chocolate was her plastic toy dog, her most precious thing. She said she'd woken in the night and seen someone standing at the foot of her bed, taller than me. She thought it was Daddy. She called out, but he didn't answer. In the morning, chocolate was gone. My husband was confused. He hadn't touched it. My daughter is arguing with her father, and my husband is teasing her, saying it might have been just a dream. But my daughter insists it wasn't a dream. They're chasing each other and having fun, but what she said gave me chills. Could a stranger have somehow snuck into my daughter's room without us noticing? We checked the camera in her room. It was installed to monitor her safety at night. My husband had wanted to remove it before, but I insisted we keep it active until she turned 6. What we saw next made my blood run cold. In the middle of the night, the door creaked open. She woke up, sat upright, and spoke into empty space. But nothing, no one, was visible on camera. Then we saw it. As she lay back down, chocolate, tucked under her arm, slid off the bed, smoothly, deliberately, as if someone invisible had reached for it. She hadn't moved. Her hands were still. Uneasy, we rushed upstairs to her room. My husband immediately dropped to the floor and reached under the bed. After a moment, he pulled back out, his face tight with unease. In his hand was the toy, wedged deep beneath the bed, far too deep to have simply rolled there on its own. He handed it to me silently. The moment I took it, the room seemed to shift. The air felt thick and unmoving, like something unseen was pressing down on us. A heavy stillness filled the space, and a wave of cold crawled over my skin. Something wasn't right. That night we finally talked. really talked. We both felt it. Something wasn't right here. Moving wasn't something we could do instantly, so we made a choice. We asked my parents to stay with us for a while. I didn't tell them everything, just that we needed help with the kids. The change was immediate. The house felt lighter, warmer, no more clapping, no more chills. Luke stopped staring into empty corners, stopped smiling at things I couldn't see. He laughed like any baby, at cartoons, at his sister, at Grandpa's silly sounds. Days became normal, peaceful. I spent a lot of good times with my parents. We experienced different things and went on trips together. Our family bond grew stronger. After a year, when my parents eventually left, I braced myself for the return of that presence. But nothing came. Now, years have passed. We never moved. The house is quiet, ordinary. But sometimes when Luke claps with his now big hands, something deep inside me flinches. Just for a second. I remember the sound in the kitchen, the juice, the empty corner. The moment passes, the fear fades, and life, as it does, moves forward.